Gibbons, obviously not good, ankle likely out for the year. So there's not really much to say about that one. I think you guys all saw it. And then Spears was evaluated for a concussion, but didn't return to the game. I don't have any finality on what that actually ends up being ruled. It just didn't come back even. So we'll see what that comes tomorrow. Other than that, I'll let you guys go ahead.
What was your view or your thoughts on the call to Brown there, and what feedback did you get from the official in that situation?
On which one? On the fourth down?
Yeah.
Yeah, nothing. So
What did you see? Saw the replay of it.
on the play,
Right.
I saw a hit that was level with the shoulder pads to the body. That's what I saw.
How do you keep guys from getting frustrated when dealing with some of that today? You know, had a touchdown there, and then had another one.
I mean, they have every right to be frustrated, and they should be. You know, it is what it is. I think those guys played hard. They fought the entire game, and kept trying to climb back into it, and make plays, and we made quite a few, and it was really a lot of encouraging things about it, and we just didn't have enough to overcome it and find a way to get in the end zone, you know, another time or two. So I'm disappointed about that part.
You expressed your feelings. There were 3 illegal formations called. In that situation, as Isaiah Prince said, are there supposed to be warnings first and then it's called, or how does that work?
I don't know, you guys can ask them. I don't know.
Did you try to correct something with him after the first?
Yeah, I sure did.
And do you feel like he responded to what you asked him to do?
I would hope so.
When you had engaged with the officials so harshly after the end zone call, was there dialogue there? Were they not answering it? The crowd certainly seemed to like what you were doing.
Yeah, no, they get in those moments and they just let you yell at them. They don't really say much. So, you know, at that point, the call had already been made. We already had a first down, so I figured I'd let them hear it. It wasn't going to cost me anything at that point.
Do you think that wins you something with the players for them to see you in that mode?
Maybe you have to ask them. I don't know. I just was really frustrated in the moment. There just seems to be a lot of big plays and critical plays in games that get taken away from officiating, and that's unfortunate. So it's frustrating.
There were a couple calls against, speaking of, I guess, against Brownlee that extended their drives over eventual TDs. What were your thoughts on that? Like,
I don't get to see a lot of those, to be honest. You know, there's not a lot of replays on the boards I see on those penalties, and a lot of times I'm looking at other things. I didn't see the actual call, so I can't determine their validity at this point. But I just know we play an aggressive style of defense, and we were going to challenge those receivers. And I thought overall those guys did a nice job of locking them up in the second half and making it hard on them. And again, if they're going to, I just like to see it called both ways. That's all.
Did Will show you the kind of poise and playmaking that you've been waiting on from him?
Yeah, I thought Will did a really nice job today. That part was encouraging. I thought he stood in the pocket, played tough, he was accurate. There's going to be things that we need to clean up, but managing that game against that defense, the complexity of it, all the things that we have in our plan that you have to handle all the things that they do. I thought he did a really nice job. I thought that was another positive step for Will, and I'm proud of the way he played. He fought, he battled, he stood in there and took a few and delivered some really nice throws. And you know, I wish there was more to show for it.
How much of a plan was it to get those zone reads going? Did you expect the run game to kind of be tough today? Was that kind of what that was about?
Yeah, there was a lot of guys in line of scrimmage against this defense. It's hard to run the ball. Plus, you know, the amount of movement that they have up front. The front's always moving and stirring. They pressure off the edge, they pressure internally. The fronts, they're just always all over the place, and it's they can make it difficult to run, especially knowing that we were going to try to run the football. That was just a challenging day on the ground for us against that defense. They did a good job. So we thought we had a chance to get a couple things on the perimeter maybe, and they were okay. You know, they weren't anything crazy, but definitely was a tough day on the ground.
As good as Will might have been overall, taking the sack on fourth down there when you got your last chance. What
Yeah,
wants it to be?
You know, we were pretty well covered at that point, I think, and he was trying to make a play. You know, I'd have to watch it. I'd like to get the ball at least in the air, try to get a shot at something, but not great overall for us. I don't think just getting open and calling all that. I maybe had something better there, but Yeah, you don't want to take a sack in that spot.
Can you talk us through the reasoning of playing for 4th and short instead of going for the first down? It was 3rd and 7 or whatever it was?
We had a 2-down call, and they were up in all those avenue fronts and all up fronts, and we were hoping we could catch a crease in those, and they can be really effective in the run game. And so in 3rd and 7 with a 2-down call, get a chance to even pop one against all that front. I thought we had a chance to get maybe a little bit more there, but no, we were going for it on 4th down, and again, that pass rush and that pressure package is hard to deal with, and that felt like the thing that might be able to pop one there for that spot and get us into a 4th and 2 to 3, which is the idea.
On that long TD pass, it looked like it might be big or might be quicker. What did you see happen on there long? Especially on that first two.
The first one. Sorry, there's a lot
Kind
of
of long
them.
crossing pass.
Oh, yeah, we pressured, so we were in a fire zone coverage, so there's space in those coverages, and we were right there on top of the quarterback. We were rolling. I thought they sacked him at first, and all of a sudden the ball comes out. But when you're in those coverages, there's lanes, and that's, when you don't get home on those pressures, which we didn't, there's space in the defense, and they found the void. I think it was just a dagger route on the inside, and I can't recall who was in position and who wasn't, but then, he made a play with his feet after that. So, yeah, when you pressure like that, the idea is you got to get home, because there is a weakness in the coverage structure if you don't.
I
had a
don't
call
feel
or
like
two.
the NWI play gave you juice, and I guess their subsequent series when they kept the drive alive on the penalty, how deflating maybe was that?
Yeah, it's very deflating when that happens, and when you're getting penalties for first downs and you're not making them earn it, that's hard. It makes it a hard day for us on defense. I thought that the play was a hell of a throw by Will. They beat the Palms coverage on the we had a sail route called, and he took the vertical shot on Palms. They couldn't get over the top fast enough, and it was a fantastic throw and catch and explosive play that we needed in that moment. Can't say I've been a part of a whole lot of backed up 99-yard touchdowns or whatever it was. So that was encouraging. I thought we took momentum in that spot, and we didn't do a good enough job answering.
To what extent do you feel New York gives you a fair hearing out after you're upset about a call? To what extent do you feel like you could have a reasonable conversation with them this week?
I don't know. I had a conversation with Perry on Friday, so I don't know. I have no idea.
Did they, I know you said that there was not much you could do at that point after they came back to talk to you. Did they acknowledge that they missed the call, or
No,
did they?
absolutely not.
Okay.
No, they don't do that.
Yeah.
Brian, how disappointing has the uncertainty at right tackle been, the fact that you haven't been able to get anything settled there? Is there really an answer at this point?
Yeah, it's been really challenging. It makes it hard for us to operate sometimes. That's a position that's by far the weakest link up front right now, and we're trying every which way we can to see if we can solve it, and thus far haven't been able to. And we help over there a bunch, try to run the ball. We try to do a lot of things that keep them out of harm's way. But every now and again, you have to drop back and pass, and you can't help every edge, and he gets out in the pattern. And we struggled in those spots sometimes, particularly the 2-minute drill at the end of the half. So yeah, it's a position that we're trying our damnedest to figure out and help us, and right now it's not quite been good enough.
You and your offensive line coach certainly had input into what's on the roster there.
Sure.
You also had a general manager who knew what was left over on the roster there.
Yeah.
Did he serve you well enough in terms of advice as to
Yeah,
what was left over?
I think so. We
How so?
thought we had, I thought Nick was gonna play pretty well for us. That hasn't been the case this year. He's not had the type of season I think he would probably tell you he hasn't had that kind of performance yet. And it's just, you can't just find everybody all the time. We got things we gotta get better at, and right now the right tackle spot is one that we're not there yet. And we're trying everything, we're trying every answer, we're bringing guys in, we're doing all the things that you do to try to help fix it. But right now it hasn't paid off yet. So other than that, that's what it is. I think our communication with the front office has been great. We know what our issues are and how we need to address them.
Brown came out of
Last one.
college, I guess, with reputation being a little physical, a little handsy. Do you have to change that at all in him, or are you comfortable with what way he was playing today?
No, I'm comfortable with the way he's playing. That's the style you have to play with the edge and league. You can't let these guys walk around and you have to put hands on them at the line of scrimmage. You got to be physical. You got to be sticky. You got to be on top of them. And all those things. Again, I didn't see all the penalties. I can't tell you how grabby or not he was, but you're gonna play physical in this league, and he's done a great job at doing that. So that's what makes corners hard to play against when guys are physical. And I wouldn't change much. I'm sure there's technique that we'd have to you can clean up for sure, but I like the aggressiveness that he plays with.
Thanks, coach.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Levis right behind him.